We know one thing for sure and for certain, that no matter what, things are going to change. Just as you get really good at something, it's going to pivot.
Welcome to Thrive by Design, the podcast for ambitious, independent jewelry brands looking to profit from their products. Get ready to make more and sell more doing what you love without spending every single waking minute doing it. Hey, and if you're a creative, fashion, or product-based business, I want to welcome you to the show. I'll be dropping big tips on launching, growing, and scaling your business so you can spend more of your precious time using your creativity to make money. You ready? All right, let's do this.
Welcome to the Thrive by Design podcast, episode 404. Hey there, it's Tracy Matthews, Chief Visionary Officer of Flourish and Thrive Academy, and the host of the show today. I'm so excited to be here. We have over 400 episodes. I don't even think I really celebrated the fact that we had a 400th episode, which I should probably do. And I want to thank all of you who have been listening to this show for so long. I get messages all the time from people saying, I've been listening to your show for years, and it just thrills me. So thank you for letting me come into your earbuds every single week. And I'd appreciate it right now if you just pick up your phone or wherever you're listening, and on that platform, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Stitcher, or one of the other platforms, if you wouldn't just mind giving the podcast a rating and review. Your ratings and reviews help get this show in front of other people, and it keeps me motivated to keep doing this once or twice a week, every single week. So today's episode is going to be a shorty episode, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about what your objective is with selling online or with your online strategy. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because last week I interviewed Alexandra Camacho, and she was talking a little bit more about how Instagram has changed and how she has used the platform to really leverage other modes of growing her business. And this leads me into the number one trait of a successful entrepreneur and business owner, which is operating out of a resourceful success mindset. Because we can say to ourselves, that won't work for me, or that's not going to help me grow, or that, hasn't worked for me in the past, or it's not working for me in the way that it used to. Or we can think differently about how we approach our online sales and the objective around online sales. Because we know one thing for sure and for certain, that no matter what, things are going to change. Just as you get really good at something, it's going to pivot. Case in point, back in 2008, a lot of jewelry companies were wiped out during the Great Recession, including me. And I say this is because at that point in time in history, many of us were heavily reliant on wholesale. And online selling was a new thing back then. Not a lot of people did a lot of it. And even though I did have some sales on my website during that time, only about 5% of my overall sales ever came from direct-to-consumer means. So what that means is that at that time, people were just really buying out of retail outlets. And wholesale partners were very, let's say territorial and protective about jewelry designers selling direct to consumer. So sometimes it would even be a caveat of their contract with you that if they were going to sell direct to consumer, that sometimes they wouldn't pick up your line because they didn't want you competing with them. Now, I think that's silly because, I don't really think that there is competition, because if let's say someone's a fan of Eliza Page and they're shopping a jewelry brand at Eliza Page because Elizabeth, who owns Eliza Page, has done a great job promoting the products that she sells in the store, from her own collections to the designers that she carries, and they're seeing a great benefit from that, and the sales are coming in. Of course, she's got her own customers that aren't necessarily going to be shopping on individual brand websites. And so it's really about you as a jewelry business owner, whether you have a retail store, whether you are just a solo designer doing it all yourself, whether you're doing a lot of direct-to-consumer sales in person at shows or online. You need to think about how your online strategy is really playing in to an opportunity to grow all of your sales channels. So in the case of Eliza Page, they're an amazing store in Austin. I just went in there. Obviously, I've been following them for years, and I went in there when I was on a recent trip to Austin and bought some jewelry from the store. And they have a really solid online presence, and they do a ton of business online. But they use their Instagram, they use their advertising, they use their SMS messaging, all of those things to help draw business into the store. And then once you will buy in the store, they have ways to help get you back to buying on their website. So in this case, it's a retail store that's using Instagram and other digital marketing methods to create a loop of ongoing, like funneling each sales channel into the next. And it works. And so I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, I do great at shows. And I have so many students, and if you're listening, please take this to heart, who say, I do great at shows, but whatever I've tried to sell online, it's just not working for me. I would want to push all of you who are saying that to yourself. Number one, have you given it enough time? Number two, are you really trying to sell online, or are you using your newsletter and your other social means to just drive traffic to more of your shows? And are you up to date on what is actually working to convert social followers, email newsletter subscribers, SMS subscribers, and people on your physical mailing list? Are you doing what you like, all the things that you can do to leverage all those channels, not only to make more at those in-person shows, because I feel like that's the first touch point, but to build the other sales channels later on? And if the answer is no, or you don't know, then that's something to look at, because it's a huge missed opportunity. So what I want you to think about right now is, how are you most successfully selling your products? Is it online? Is it through Instagram? Is it through your website? Is it through a Facebook group? Is it through in-person shows? Is it through your retail store? Is it through some other channel? Is it through wholesale? And then there's a bunch of other channels too, but like, list out where you're getting the best result. And then I want you to be honest with yourself, to think through like, what are some of the areas that I've wanted to try, or that I haven't fully let myself dive into, to push it a little bit further to continue to grow my audience. Now, over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking a lot about online sales, because our Train Your Customers to Buy From You online program is starting actually this Thursday, and this episode drops on a Tuesday. So the reason why I'm saying that is because when I'm always surprised at when people take this program, at what their result is, because everyone's result is so different. Like we share at least 15 to 20 different strategies. They're not all done in the live trainings, but at least 15 to 20 different strategies. And everyone gets something a little bit different out of those strategies. And everyone gets something a little bit different about how their business results. In fact, like one of the students who had a great result last time, she had a mid 5-figure month, which is huge for an individual designer. It's huge. Like that's what most people do in a year in sales, who are in a startup phase. And she did that in 1 month. And she had a Pinterest pin. She never even tried Pinterest before. She followed the strategy that we taught in the TYC, and she had one pin that went viral, and she sold out of a piece of her product, like literally in a couple of days. And so you just never know what's going to work for you until you start testing things and continuing to iterate, adapt, and align with your overall objective of the reasons why you're doing this in the first place. So that's my little short episode for today. Hopefully you got some value from that. And I just wanted to mention that if you would like help and support growing your jewelry business, then we are here to help. So head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/discovery call. And I'd love to invite you to just fill out a quick application, book in a discovery call with an expert on my team, and let's talk about your business and see how our programs, coaching, or consulting can help you reach your jewelry business goals. Thank you so much for listening to this short episode today. This is Tracy Matthews signing off until next time. And I also love getting to know who you are. So if you're up for it, just shoot me a DM on social media or take a screenshot of this episode and post it in your story and tag at flourish_thrive, or you can even tag at me or at me. That's hilarious. At Tracy Matthews NY on Instagram, and shoot me a message. Let me know what you're enjoying about the show and tell me a little bit about your business. Ciao for now. See you soon.